I just follow Amy and Rashida, to the ends of the earth to make me more hip and cool.
When it comes to, I know your partnership is all about finding Zen within your own home. What are 6 specific shoppable items that you swear by for making your home be a Zen space?
Oh, my home. Okay. Okay, living in New York, I've recently gotten to the air purifier because when you're all done with the air purifier and you look at the filter, it's like filled with all this crap. So I guess that's what we're breathing in. So yeah, I've been using the molecule air purifier lately, which was recommended to me by a friend, and it seems kind of like, I don't know, it seems kind of fancy, like it could turn into a robot and possibly attack you. But for now it's just purifying the air. Okay, so another thing that I love is this brand Osea skin cream. I've been using that for many years, and I like the Osea Advanced Protection Cream. So that's on my list of. It's funny too. Like, I'm not that into stuff, so I'm not a person that's like always like looking at stuff and everything. I just conjure these up for page 6. But another thing that I got into, actually they're a sponsor on my podcast, but so that's how I got introduced to them. But this is not a paid ad for them. But there's this company called Blissy, and they make silk pillowcases and these eye shades, which another New York living thing. You get that bleed in of light in your apartment. And so I've been using the Blissy eye pillow, and it's very luxurious. It makes you feel like you're in some sort of luxurious hotel, but then you open your eyes and you're just in your own apartment. And then so another thing that I'm into is just in general, like just cookbooks, because I find if I look up a recipe online, a lot of times it's some rando person that put this recipe and it turns out not good. So I gotta rely on like my cookbooks instead. So I have like really old cookbook, like I love that cookbook, The New Basics, which is probably like from the 80s, but I use that one a lot. They have great pancake recipe in there. And then this other one called Small Victories, I like their meatball recipe. And I'm not really a natural cook, so I definitely need the recipe. I'm not someone who just throws stuff together. And then as for like entertainment, I just got an advanced copy of my friend Jeff Hiller's book. He's on Somebody Somewhere, and he wrote this really funny book called Actress of a Certain Age. It's his sort of memoir, but it's very funny essay. So I like to keep it light in my entertainment world. So another thing, I've just been listening to the newly released, newly started Amy Poehler's new podcast that's called Good Hang. And that's just a lot of fun because I get to have a little dose of Amy on a regular basis. So, and then of course, plug in my own podcast, The Woo Woo, about like, crazy ghost stories with my funny friends. But then it's sort of a crossover into this American Home Shield campaign of that my character in the campaign is really fun to play because it's sort of like an SNL style character.
And then I was actually going to ask about, I know you mentioned Amy, she's been on your podcast as well. I saw you had done a TikTok over the summer with her and with Rashida Jones, like pointing out the aspects of your outfit. Did you ever like share any fashion beauty tips with them?
Hell no. Rashida's like a fashion icon. So if she gave me one tip, I'd be amazed. I'd be like, I'd won the lottery or something. No, it's so funny. That night we had dinner and Amy's like, let's make this TikTok. And Amy's so media savvy. And I was like, what? What is this? I don't get, what is this trend? So I just did what she said. And then like, she wrote like a couple days later, it's got 5 million views. So I just follow Amy and Rashida, to the ends of the earth to make me more hip and cool.
Well, speaking of SNL and very cool things, I know that you were at SNL 50. What was getting ready for that red carpet like? What was your prep process for?
Oh my gosh. Just the professional hair and makeup that you need for these things. I happened to find this dress that had the New York skyline on the bottom of it. I was just in this store and I was just like, oh, this is perfect, New York.
And then speaking of fashion transformations, you've played so many iconic characters over the years, and now a new one in your ad as well. What is the most challenging transformation you've ever had to undergo for a character, whether through like being in the makeup chair, challenging outfits?
Definitely. What I think of immediately is this character I used to do on SNL that was this it started out as a love child between Angelina Jolie and her brother because they shared this kind of awkward, strange kiss at the Oscars. This was years ago, but this is how this character started. Well, then this character had like an arm coming out of its head and a bald cap and like patchy wig and drooling and teeth. It was like this just giant like amalgamation of messed up things. And so that character was really fun to play, but also sometimes I do a super quick change. And the special effects makeup guy at SNL, Louis Zakarian, he's like the master. We sometimes we have to change from that to like a regular person in a matter of 2 minutes. So that was my biggest transformation for sure.